안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Wednesday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-literature, K-travel, K-everything. And joining me today is our co-host Walter Lee. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and hello to our viewers at home. I'm Walter Lee, here to fill you in with the latest in K-entertainment news.
And we're also joined by Arirang's News Features reporter Park Hyobin. Welcome, Hyobin.
Hello, Hyobin.
Hi, Soa. Hi, Walter. And long time no see, everyone. My name is Park Hyobin, and I'm a News Features reporter here at Arirang News. Thank you so much for having me today.
Happy to have you here. Now, Hyobin, I can't believe it's already a year since Korean novelist Kang has made history by receiving the Nobel Literature Prize, of course. And do you have something related to that today?
That's right. I mean, time flies, doesn't it? So basically, in line with that, so Korean literature is gaining ever wider recognition overseas and nowadays. And I think it's one of the biggest factors is thanks to the translation as well. So I sat down with the Deputy Director of the Literature Translation Institute of Korea to further discuss the topic. Let's take a look.
It's been a year since Korean author Kang became the first South Korean to be awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. Since then, with K-pop, K-dramas, and K-films capturing audiences worldwide, Korean literature has emerged as another key pillar of the K-culture wave, and at the heart of it all is translation.
Translation is absolutely vital. Korean is not globally common language, so for our literature to reach international readers, translation is the most important bridge.
Kwak says the bridge is now being built by a new generation, native language translators from around the world drawn by their passion for Korean culture.
Since 2008, our institute has been running a translation academy to train translators who can faithfully and fluently convey Korean literature. Each year, about 120 students from 7 language regions take part in the program. Many of them are so fluent in Korean that you can hardly tell whether they are native speakers or not.
So do you have any specific plans or any goals in terms of making the Korean literature more popular in the global market?
We want to strengthen the translators' entire career path from newcomers learning under senior mentors to professionals joining dedicated residencies that allow them to focus fully on translation.
As Korean books gain traction abroad, Kwak notes that global readers are embracing an ever wider range of stories, from healing-themed fiction to socially charged novels.
Our next goal is to broaden that reach, not only sharing popular titles, but also introducing literary works of high quality and artistic depth that haven't yet been discovered overseas.
For Kang and other writers, translation has been the key to voice, and as more translators bridge languages and cultures, the world of Korean literature continues to expand beyond borders.
Well, I remember just like yesterday when we on the Culture Wave actually reported on this big achievement by novelist Kang. But the translation really plays a crucial role, just as we see with Deborah Smith, who translated actually The Vegetarian by Kang.
That's right, yeah. I heard actually after she read The Vegetarian that she was so inspired that she actually translated it herself, and that's what drew sort of like a wider global audience or attention to Kang's work.
That's right.
And the Deputy Director of the Literature Translation Institute, I guess, also has mentioned on the change of the global status of Korean literature.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Kwak actually told me that the number of books sold overseas has been surged dramatically over the last few years. She mentioned that sales jumped by about 130% last year compared to the year before, reaching around 1.2 million copies. But beyond the sharp rise in numbers, what's really remarkable is that Korean literature is now being actively discussed abroad. There are far more forums and seminars where scholars debate and analyze Korean works, not just Kang's novels, but Korean literature as a whole. What used to be known only to a few experts has now become part of general cultural knowledge among readers overseas.
That's quite impressive, especially for K-literature. And what kind of genres are especially popular these days, and who are the main readers abroad?
I mean, that's a great question because she actually told me that healing-themed novels are really popular nowadays. And along with that, along with some more serious works that blend pure literature with genre fiction like sci-fi and thrillers. So writers who reinterpret Korea's modern history through fiction are also getting attention, much like Kang herself. And according to the institution's surveys, the biggest overseas readership comes from young and female readers who have a strong interest in Korean culture.
I think there are so many more powerful stories in Korea that deserve a lot of more attention, and I hope that they are going to reach the global audience. And thank you so much for your coverage, Hyubin.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
And now it's time for K-Enter with Walter Lee. Now, Walter, we start with a record-breaking rookie group today. What do you have?
Yes, indeed. So, boy group CORTIS have reached an impressive milestone in their rookie year by surpassing 100 million cumulative streams on Spotify with their debut album, Color Outside the Lines. Now, according to the Big Hit Music, on Tuesday, CORTIS reached the mark just 1 month after the album's release and now hold the fastest streaming record among K-pop rookies debuting this year of 2025. Now, the album's main track, What You Want, has had more than 17 million streams, while Go has recorded 35.6 million streams, with the remaining tracks also getting very strong global attention as well. Now, can CORTIS follow in their big brother BTS's steps? Well, I guess only time will tell.
Well, a very great achievement by CORTIS. But now we're going to talk about a boy group that's been around a little longer, 17.
Yes, indeed, about 10 years longer. So to celebrate the 10th anniversary of their debut, 17 are teaming up with streaming platform Disney Plus to release a new documentary series. Now, according to 17's agency Pledis Entertainment, on Wednesday, the group's upcoming documentary series called 17 Our Chapter will premiere worldwide via Disney Plus on November 7th. Now, the 4-part series will release new episodes every Friday. 17 Our Chapter captures the group's fascinating journey from the dazzling moments of their 17 World Tour, which drew over 1 million fans offline and also online combined, to the passionate creative process behind the 5th full-length album, Happy Birthday. 17 are currently on their 17 World Tour with cities in the US next to see the boys in action.
Can't wait for the documentary series to be out. And Walter, lastly, some K-film news, and I have to say it's pretty good news.
Pretty good news indeed. Thank you very much for that. So on Tuesday, a press conference for the Netflix film Good News was held in Seoul and attended by director Byun Sung-hyun and actors Sol Kyung-gu, Hong Kyung, and also Ryu Sung-bom. Based on a true story, the movie set in 1970 is about the unlikely alliance that comes together to land a hijacked plane and save the hostages against all odds. Now, director Byun and also Sol Kyung-gu have a close relationship, previously working on projects such as The Merciless, also Kingmaker, and also Kill Buksun. Now, Good News was officially invited to the 50th Toronto International Film Festival and the 30th International Film Festival, Busan International Film Festival, drawing enthusiastic responses even before its release. Now, Good News is set to premiere on Netflix on October 7th, so just a couple more days away.
Well, thank you very much for those good K-Enter news, Walter, and stick around.
Will do.
And now let's move on to our AI anchor, Ari, for more on the culture front. Ari?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. Culture Minister Choi Woo-young has pledged to usher in an era of a K-culture economy worth 300 trillion won, or roughly $211 billion through active investment, citing a slowdown in the growth of Korea's cultural industry. During a parliamentary audit, Choi noted that while K-culture has elevated Korea's global cultural standing, sectors such as film and gaming are grappling with growing challenges. He added that the government will develop the cultural sector into a future growth engine through bold policy shifts, such as swift adaptation to AI technologies and enhancing regional tourism infrastructure to attract 30 million foreign visitors. Two of the leading museums in Korea and China are joining hands. The National Museum of Korea has signed a letter of intent for cultural exchange and cooperation with the Palace Museum in Beijing, agreeing to collaborate on museum digitalization and the application of artificial intelligence. National Museum Director Yoo Hong-jun expressed hope that the agreement will pave the way for expanded personnel exchanges and joint exhibitions between the two institutions. An exhibition showcasing masterpieces by globally renowned artists such as Claude Monet, Pierre-Auguste Renoir, and Pablo Picasso is currently on display in Gwacheon. The National Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art Gwacheon is presenting Water Lily and Chandelier, featuring 44 carefully selected top-tier works, each valued at several $million. 16 of the pieces are part of the Igoni collection donated by the family of the late Samsung chairman. As the exhibition title suggests, highlights include Monet's iconic The Water Lily Pond and Chinese contemporary artist Ai Weiwei's Black Chandelier. The show runs through January next year. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
The Mata Fair is Malaysia's biggest international travel expo where visitors can see the latest trends across the tourism industry. Korea's Gyeongsangbuk-do Province, home to Gyeongju, the host city of APEC 2025, appears to have received significant attention at the recent fair. So let's hear more about it with Nigel Wong, the president of the Malaysian Association of Tour and Travel Agents, or MATA. Hello, President Wong.
Hello, President.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now, first and foremost, please tell us a little bit about MATA, your organization that hosts this tourism event.
Sure. MATA is the National Tour and Travel Organization in Malaysia. It's made up of about 2,300 travel agents and tour operators. And this year, we are 50 years old. And of course, one of our signature events is the MATA Fair, which takes place twice a year in April and in September. It's a fantastic event. It attracts locals and international exhibitors as well. And this is where the consumer gets to really shop around for some really exclusive travel deals and, look about for new and exciting new destinations.
Wow, that's quite a long history that you have with MATA. So we hear the Gyeongsangbuk-do Province booth also drew significant attention this year. So how was the reaction by the visitors?
Well, Gyeongsangbuk-do is actually becoming one of the more popular destinations at the MATA Fair. And it's basically also because it's got a lot of attractions that appeal to the traveling Malaysian public. You know, it's rich in culture, it's got a lot of history, and most importantly, you know, it's become quite well known for authentic Korean experiences. And, you know, in Malaysia, we're big fans of K-drama and Korean lifestyle. And so there's a lot of excitement when it comes to Gyeongsangbuk-do because of what it actually has to offer. And, you know, it's just authentic. I think that's what Malaysians love about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's excellent. So, President Wong, let's get into the details of it. So, which regions and themes were introduced, and were there any topics or, let's say, contents that were especially popular among the visitors?
Well, the list is extensive, but I think some of the main themes that were really highlighted were, of course, heritage tourism, wellness, health and wellness, nature, as well as, of course, K-culture experiences. And I think this mix of, authentic culture, the scenery, and this whole K lifestyle appeal, really made the booth one of the top attractions at the MATA Fair. And if I am not wrong, Gyeongsangbuk-do is also home to some very famous filming sites, for really loved dramas like, I think it's called The Queen of Tears. And I think there are some other really epic historical films that were filmed there as well as a zombie flick. So, yeah, I think that's why it was so exciting.
Actually, we're going to talk with a film expert later in the week about the region also being a very great backdrop for film. So that is actually true. Gyeongsangbuk-do Province is also very popular for K-dramas and K-movies as well. And I heard that there were many regions that you looked at, Gyeongju, Andong, and also Pohang, many regions that you had introduced at MATA. So while it's not the first time that you're actually featuring Gyeongsangbuk-do Province at your travel fair, this year, no doubt, there was probably a lot of attention, especially on the city of Gyeongju because of APEC 2025. So why is Gyeongju a city that's appealing to Malaysians, would you say?
Oh, I think that list is also very extensive. However, in short, I think mostly it's because Gyeongju is known quite well as the museum without walls. So this makes it especially appealing to Malaysian travelers because, we really do appreciate history and culture. I mean, we come from a culture that really takes pride in our history. And we love, going to experience new cultures as well. And I believe the city is also home to quite a number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including Bulguksa Temple, Seongguram Grotto, and the Gyeongju historic areas. And beyond that, the area's also got a nice blend of K-culture attractions. If I get this correct, Hanok style accommodations and really, really gorgeous scenery. And so Malaysians love that sort of mix. So I think with a mix of, its spiritual tranquility, culture, and Hallyu influence, Gyeongju really does offer Malaysians a real immersive and meaningful experience in Korea.
And just for information for our viewers from abroad, Hanok would be a Korean traditional housing. And just an impromptu question, President Wang, have you actually been to the Gyeongsangbuk-do region and Gyeongju before?
No, I had said to say I have not. I've only seen the pictures and the videos, but it's definitely on my bucket list.
Okay, we'd love to have you here in that region and maybe also in Seoul later.
Exactly. And while being an attractive city to travel to, how do the historical and, let's say, cultural aspects of the city appeal to visitors as the host city of APEC?
Okay, well, Gyeongju's deep historical and cultural legacy, does make it a very ideal place to host the APEC. I mean, the city's UNESCO heritage sites and well-preserved traditions, they set this really meaningful backdrop that reflects, Korea's past achievements and, more importantly, how it fits into the global vision. So hosting APEC in Gyeongju highlights how heritage and innovation can really complement one another. And I think delegates will probably be able to experience a unique culture experience that is really going to strengthen, people to people and business connections.
Excellent. And talking a little bit more maybe on a little bit of those business connections or the tourism aspect at least, it's very beautiful to see a lot of Asian countries traveling amongst each other. How popular as a travel destination is Korea right now to the Malaysian people, and what kind of tourism cooperation exists between our two countries?
Okay, I think Korea has long been a very staple on the menu of Malaysian travelers, and the interest in the country continues to be very strong, and especially more so now since that there are new upcoming destinations like Gyeongsangbuk-do who are really making efforts to promote its various attractions. Now, this is also driven especially by, the K-pop, K-dramas, which are super popular in Malaysia, food and culture. We've got lots of Korean restaurants in Kuala Lumpur. And these sort of soft power factors really influence how Malaysians view Korea and why we travel there so often. I think in recent years, we've had more than 200,000 Malaysians travel to Korea annually just for tourism alone. That's not business, just for leisure tourism. And on top of that, Korea is also well known for its medical and wellness attractions and products and services, with quite a number of medical tourists actually citing cultural appeal as one of the additional reasons why they travel to Korea.
So, President Wong, you did mention the huge popularity of K-dramas in Malaysia, but these days, do you see any new changes in what Malaysian people are into when it comes to different aspects of the Korean wave? You mentioned K-dramas, K-food, but is there anything else? And K-medical as well, but anything new that you're seeing these days, maybe?
Well, I think it's really a bit of a global trend, and this is where Korea is also excelling quite a bit in. People are now looking for really, really authentic experiences. And so when there's a new destination, there's a new product that fits into that same culture that people come to expect, it's almost like a different dimension of the destination. And so, as far as Korea is concerned at the moment, we're seeing a lot of new interest because there seems to always be something new that we can expect from Korea, not just its culture, but in the many places we've actually yet to visit.
Okay, and also, what aspects of Korea do you think would draw even more tourists from Malaysia to Korea? And also, personally, what do you think are the most appealing points for Malaysians when traveling to Korea?
Okay, I've already mentioned quite a bit about K influence in the minds of the Malaysian consumers, so that's going to be one of the major draws. But I think to attract even more Malaysian visitors, an emphasis on Muslim-friendly travel is going to make a huge difference. Whether it's halal certified dining or the availability of prayer rooms and Muslim-friendly tour packages, these are going to be key towards capturing a larger part of the Malaysian market. Now, don't get me wrong. Malaysian Muslim travelers are very flexible. They want to see everything that non-Muslim travelers want to see, and these are just some of the small, minor things that they will look for in ensuring a comfortable tourist experience. Aside from that, I think many Malaysians do appreciate many of the destinations that combine this modern lifestyle, K-culture, and natural beauty. Places like, well-known places like Busan, Jeju, and Gyeongju actually perfectly balance, both. And apart from that, we love, our Instagram. We love our social media, and so many Malaysians will travel seasonally to see things like the cherry blossoms, especially in autumn. Winter festivals can be a huge draw. We love snow. And of course, I have heard that there's a rising number of people who are going there just to see concerts and to participate in events. But I think rounding up personally, I think Malaysians are just enamored, by the really authentic cultural experiences, the warm hospitality of the Korean people, and in a way, to sort of live a little bit of that K-drama and K-pop dream, that we see so much of.
Right. I find it very interesting that you mentioned that Malaysians love the snow, because I heard that it is a very popular time to come to Korea during autumn and winter, especially because of the different weather that you can experience while you are in Korea. Now, before we let you go, I just want to ask you about the next Mata Trade Fair. I heard it's actually taking place twice a year. So do you have any plans already to showcase any other parts of Korea for your next trade fair? Or your travel fair, that is? Mm-hmm.
Sure. Our next trade fair takes place in April 2026, and we are working very, very closely with the Korean Tourism Organization, and of course the various provinces and destinations from Korea that have visited us personally. So while I'm not at liberty to say what exactly is going to happen, all I can say is that it's going to be exciting, and I am very sure that visitors to the fair are going to be able to see something new this coming April.
All right. Thank you very much, President Wong, for connecting with us today. And we sincerely hope for tourism between Malaysia and Korea to grow even more from here on. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Walter. As always, we're going to see you back here next week.
See you next week.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. Please join us again tomorrow on Thursday at 2 p.m. Korea time, and maybe one day here in Korea.